Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 17th race of NASCAR Walmart Cup Series Season 1. I am Levi McIntyre, aka ThrashManiac 990, voice of NASCAR Walmart Cup Series, here to welcome you to the Napa Valley 350 here at Infineon Raceway, also known as Sonoma, because it's in Sonoma, California. And this is another road course race. This is our third trip to a road course we're going to have this season. And this track is a pretty treacherous 2 mile road course, almost 2 mile. It's 1.99 miles around this road course. And it's pretty tricky because there's a lot of uphill, downhill spots on the track, as well as some tricky, heavy braking turns, like this turn whenever the drivers go green here. They're going to be approaching that turn. And there's a lot of great passing places here on this track, particularly this turn that I've been talking about, the final like apex kind of turn where you're probably going to go only 30 miles an hour in between to try to get through it smoothly. And also one more key characteristic that I have noticed with this racetrack in NR 2003 and other series, particularly in Seth Cole's NNSCRA series, in the Oreo truck race that he did for Sonoma, I noticed that the race came down to pit strategy and fuel mileage, where drivers had to come down pit road on the very last lap under caution, and the winner was a driver named Andreas Allen, who won the battle on pit road and got to the stripe in time for the win. So we could see something like that take place here at this track and in this race. But let's take a look at your starting lineup. On the pole for the second straight race is going to be also our winner from Pocono, Jessica Sheldon. Now, Jessica Sheldon, after that dominating performance at Pocono, she moved herself up into the points lead, and we shall see if she can go two in a row. Second is going to be the driver who comes into this race fifth in points and with 2 wins back at Joe Gibbs International Raceway and Texas, is Barney Taylor, and he's running the Peak Motor Oil paint scheme for this race, and it's going to be interesting to see how he's going to fare. Third is going to be Ian Dutta, who comes into this race 6th in the points. We shall see if he can get his win and get himself into the chase. Starting in 4th is going to be Noah Hart. Now, Noah Hart's been on a huge downward spiral as of late in the points. He was in the top 10 for quite a bit. Now he's fallen all the way back to 19th in points. He's going to be in desperate need to try to get a better finish and get back up higher in the points. Because if the chase was to start, right now the drivers who have a win that would be in would be Jessica Sheldon, Chris Washer, Michael Norman, Barney Taylor, Chris Oliver, Charlie Rodriguez, Austin LaPlante, Austin Weiner, Matt McIntyre, Cole Daly, and Danny Wells. And the highest non-winning drivers who would make the chase, because there's only been 12 winners this season out of 16 races, we have had a total of 12 winners. The highest, or actually 11 winners in 16 races, and the highest non-winning drivers who would be in the chase would be Eric Burden, Ian Dutta, Nick Smith, Dylan Young, and Cody Lamas. So guys like Noah Hart are going to have to get a win if they want to somehow make it into that top 16 elimination chase in the final 10 races. But this could be a race for Noah Hart to pick up that win. Starting in 5th is going to be Seth Cole in the 47 sporting the Little Debbie colors, and he comes into this race 26th in the points. We shall see what he can do. And look at this guy. He's going to start the highest of his career, Rue McIntyre in the 8 car. And this guy has been having one of the most difficult seasons of the year. He was up in the top 20 at one point, but now he is 40th in points, tied for 40th with Zachary Fitzwater. But we shall see if Rue McIntyre can somehow, some way win a race and potentially get into the chase. But only time will tell about that, or if he'll win. Starting in 7th is going to be our winner from Atlanta, Cole Daly, who comes into this race in the 15th place. We shall see if he can get a second win. Starting next to him in the 8th spot is going to be Trent Dunham in the Bass Pro Shops colors. Now, Trent Dunham has had a pretty difficult season himself. He comes into this race 32nd, tied for 31st in points. Maybe he can rebound, get a good finish, or potentially get a win. Starting 9th is our winner from Bristol, Austin LaPlante, and he comes into this race 10th in the points. We shall see if he can get a second win. Rounding out the top 10 is the driver who comes in 14th in points, Cody Lamas, sporting the U.S. Army colors. 11th is going to be Matt McIntyre, 12th Henrietta Fitzwater, 13th Nick Smith, 14th Sonny Hammond, 15th Cameron Bailey, 16th Dylan Young, 17th is Tommy Mooney sporting the GoDaddy.com Mobile One car. Who did I say? I am like lost. Okay, that's 12th, 14th, Dylan Young 16th, Tommy Mooney 17th. Okay, Chris Washer starts 18th. 19th is Charles Jackson, rounding out the top 20 in the Array Lighting car is Daniel Day. 21st is the driver who's in the Peak Motor Oil car, Eric Burton. 22nd is Fred Schaefer. 23rd is Austin Weiner. 24th, Danny Wells. 25th, Zachary Fitzwater. 26th in the Retro Geico car is Dylan Thero. 27th? No, Fred was 22nd. Danny Wells, 24th. Dylan Thero. Okay, yeah, 27th is Ibrahim in the USPS.com Navy car. 28th, Charlie Rodriguez. 29th, Chris Oliver, rounding out the top 30. In the Retro Vavelin Bosch car is David Rivera. 31st is Cody Hagan. 32nd, Kyle Matthews. 33rd, Henry Nova. 34th, Michael Norman. 35th, Chris Michaels. 36th, Jordan Culp. 37th, Chris Dollarton. 38th, Nathan Hudson. 39th, Chris Nelson. Rounding out the top 4 is Joshua Michaels. And in the last row is Ian Siegel. And dead last will be Carlos Rodriguez. That is a look at your starting lineup. We are going to be going green flag racing when they come down to the stripe. Pace car already pulling into pit road right there. Now this pit road is going to be very, very treacherous for some of these drivers who are going to try to make green flag pit stops. But nonetheless, we are going to go racing for 17 laps here at the Infineon Raceway Road Course. Who will reign supreme at one of the most difficult road courses of the schedule? And we shall see. And they're getting ready to come to the stripe. Boogity, 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 let's go racing, boys and girls. As Jessica Sheldon is going to have the preferred line at the moment. But Ian Dutta's trying to get second from Barney Taylor. But Barney Taylor's putting up a good fight. But Jessica Sheldon's going to start pulling away. Barney Taylor's going to keep second. And then look at that. Seth Cole's trying to make his way up. He's already moved up into the 4th spot. But he's got his teammate Noah Hart right there behind him. And Noah Hart's going to have a preferred line for the time being. But now it's Seth who's going to have a preferred line. Meanwhile, Jessica Sheldon still leads away. And she goes up into the dirt. But luckily, nobody was there to cost her anything. Although I think it cost Barney Taylor a little bit. Because here comes Ian Dutta right behind that 14, or right behind the 15 car. And now they're coming into that treacherous final apex corner where they have to do heavy braking, and that's a good passing zone. But Jessica Sheldon's going to lead the first lap, and she's got a pretty big, decent gap between herself and Barney Taylor, over a second and a half over Barney Taylor. So she pulled out big time for the lead. We'll see if she can go be the first driver in NASCAR Walmart Cup Series history to go 2 in a row as far as wins. Jessica Sheldon now entering this turn, and this is a pretty difficult turn. Barney Taylor gets through. Side by side for fifth between Cole Daly and Seth Cole. Let's go back here and see. Oh, there was some contact between Cameron Bailey and Nick Smith. Checking back here to see if anybody's off the pace. And don't look like it. Everybody's good and clean right now. And Jessica Sheldon still pulling away. Meanwhile, the battle for second is back up and running between Ian Dutta and Barney Taylor. And Ian Dutta looks like he is going to clear Barney Taylor. Well, not quite. Now he's got him cleared. So Ian Dutta now moves himself up into the second position. And we are still clean and green. And it's going to be hard to tell when these drivers will have to come down pit road for gas. But when it happens, beware for some drivers to possibly stay out due to track position if we go under caution. But meanwhile, Jessica Sheldon still leads away. We're actually going to go through a run-through of the top 20 in the field right now. Jessica Sheldon leads, Ian Dutta second, Barney Taylor in third, Noah Hart fourth, Cole Daly fifth, Seth Cole sixth, Trent Dunham having a great run at the moment in seventh, eighth Austin LaPlante, ninth Henrietta Fitzwater, rounding out the top 10 is Chris Washer. Then it's Cody Lamas 11th, Rue McIntyre 12th, Sonny Hammond in 13th, Dylan Young 14th, 15th Matt McIntyre, 16th Nick Smith, 17th Fred Schaefer, 18th Cameron Bailey, 19th Eric Burden, and 20th is Tommy Mooney. Now we should go up to Jessica Sheldon. Are we under caution? I thought I saw the pace car move. No, we're still green. I thought I saw the pace car move, but I guess not. We're still clean and green here. And Jessica Sheldon, let's take a look at the margin. Wow, she has pulled ahead big time. She's over 2 seconds ahead of second place now, which is Barney Taylor now back up to second. Meanwhile, we got a battle for fifth raging on between teammates Seth Cole and Noah Hart. I saw some smoke. There's some tire marks back here. Did somebody go off track? Trying to look back here, see if there's anybody far behind. Oh, we got a wreck. Joshua Michaels spun. Ian Siegel's got damage, and the caution flag is out. On lap 5, or at the end of lap 4, we have our first caution. It looked like an incident between Ian Siegel and Joshua Michaels. But Jessica Sheldon is still going to have the lead. Then it's Ian Dutta second, Cole Daly third, Barney Taylor fourth, and Noah Hart fifth. While we're under caution, we're going to take a look at a replay to find out what brought out the caution for the first time today here at Sonoma. Well, here's a look at what happened. It was racing between Joshua Michaels, Ian Siegel, and Daniel Day. Daniel Day is going to try to make it 3 wide underneath the 28 and the 22 and the 78. Wow! Joshua Michaels takes probably one of the hardest hits I have ever seen this season. Oh my God. Take a look at this hit. There you see Daniel Day's trying to make it 3 wide. The 78 gets into the 22, and then they go, look at the 78, head on into that concrete wall. That is probably the hardest hit I have ever seen this season. That was brutal. Joshua Michaels, oh my God. That was so hard. That is the hardest hit I have seen all season. Watch this impact. Head on into that curved concrete wall. And Ian Siegel takes a pretty hard hit himself. And it looked like he was able to continue, but Joshua Michaels was not after that hit. But Ian Siegel somehow keeps it straight and keeps it going. But one more time. Boom. And he went up in the air. That's how hard it was. Let's go one more super slow motion helicopter view. Well, they didn't really go 3 wide. It looked like the 78 just went right into the 22. Alright, one more time. Super slow-mo. This is the slowest slow-mo I'm going to go for this. So yeah, it wasn't 3 wide. From the angle, it looked like it was, but it really wasn't, because Daniel Day was still pretty far back. Yeah, it looked like the 78 just came down right in front of the 22. And then it turns him sideways and straight head on into that wall. And Ian Siegel was along for the ride. But man, I sure hope Joshua Michaels is okay. That was a hard hit for him. And I believe Joshua Michaels is out of the race now because there is smoke out of the car. But that was a look at what brought out the caution for the first time. We will now take you to the restart. Well, before we go to the restart, there's pit stops happening at the moment. Let's go to our pit lane camera to see who's going to come out first. Right now, it looks like people are going to take tires. Jessica Sheldon's taking tires right now. Let's see if they're going to go with all 4. Yep. There's drivers who are going to go with all 4 tires here. Let's see who's coming out first. And Cole Daly gets out first. Then Barney Taylor, Ian Dutta, Austin LaPlante, Henriette Fitzwater, then Jessica Sheldon, Cody Lamas, Noah Hart, Seth Cole, Trent Dunham. I believe that is going to be your top 10. But Jessica Sheldon loses valuable track position, and it looks like Cole Daly is going to be your new leader. Is there anybody else up ahead? Nope. So yeah, it will be Cole Daly as the leader here when we go racing next time by, which will be 11 laps to go. So run through the field, it is Cole Daly the leader, Barney Taylor second, Ian Dutta third, Austin LaPlante fourth, and Henriette Fitzwater in fifth. Sixth is Jessica Sheldon, seventh Cody Lamas, eighth Noah Hart, ninth Seth Cole. Rounding out the top 10 is Trent Dunham. Then it's Sonny Hammond, Dylan Young, Rue McIntyre, Carlos Rodriguez, Nick Smith, Fred Schaefer, Danny Wells, Cameron Bailey, Eric Burton, and Charlie Rodriguez. Then Charles Jackson, Austin Weiner, Dylan Thero, Matt McIntyre, Ibrahim, David Rivera, Cody Hagan, Zachary Fitzwater, Chris Dollarton, Chris Oliver. Then it's Kyle Matthews, Tommy Mooney, Chris Nelson, Jordan Kolb, Daniel Day, Nathan Hudson, Henry Nova, Chris Michaels, and in the back of the pack is Michael Norman. Drivers who are out of the race are as follow: Joshua Michaels and Ian Siegel. They are out. Well, I saw Ian Siegel. I saw him take tires on a pit stop. Is he still out? No, he is out of the race. So yeah, it is Ian Siegel, Joshua Michaels out of the race. The only 2 out. And that was not what those cars needed. And not to mention, Joshua Michaels had been going on a little bit of a momentum streak. He's been having some pretty decent finishes, including a 6th place finish, I believe, at Canadian Tire, which was a road course. But this time around, bad luck came for him. Same for Ian Siegel, but Ian Siegel has had just a very frustrating season so far. Seen a lot of beating and banging going on these pace laps. I'm not sure what is going on. But it will be Cole Daly who will be the leader for this restart, as Jessica Sheldon lost valuable spots on pit road, as there you see her in the 6th in line. But we shall see what's going to happen as the field is shook up quite a bit. Here we go. Green flag is out. 11 laps to go here at Sonoma. And after we get through this race, we will be coming back to the track we came to in the opening part of the season, Daytona, for the night race. of the Pepsi 400, or the Pepsi 400 at Daytona, which will be the next race after this. But Cole Daly's still keeping a steady lead over Barney Taylor. And there's Barney Taylor, Ian Dutta, Austin LaPlante, Henrietta Fitzwater, Jessica Sheldon, Cody Lamas, Noah Hart. Trent Dunham's moved himself up a spot. He got around Seth Cole. And there's Sonny Hammond battling with Seth Cole for the 10th spot. Keeping an eye out back here to make sure nobody gets into an incident. As there you see drivers going through the dirt parts of the track. And we got a 4-car battle for the lead at the moment. Barney Taylor, Cole Daly, Austin LaPlante, and Ian Dutta. But Ian Dutta's kind of backed off. But now it's a 3-car battle for the lead between Cole Daly, Barney Taylor, Austin LaPlante. But Cole Daly still led that lap. But Barney Taylor's right there on his bumper. And Austin LaPlante and Ian Dutta are coming into the fray as well. So we got an interesting battle happening right now with 4 cars. But at the moment it's 3. But they're all pretty bunched up. Barney Taylor's got a pretty fast car. It's just a matter of his ability at a track like this. And we are still green flag racing according to that caution light. We're going to keep an eye out back here for the anything to happen. Should go to our nun cam. Well, I couldn't get to the nun cam in time. But it looks like everybody else is good to the clear. As we head back up to the front, and it's still Cole Daly as the leader, but Barney Taylor's just not let him go. He's still there. As we are now coming to the stripe to take 9 to go here at Sonoma. And yet we are still clean and green. So quick run through of the top 20 as they run. It is Cole Daly the leader, Barney Taylor second, Austin LaPlante third, Ian Dutta fourth, Cody Lamas fifth. 6th is Henrietta Fitzwater, 7th Noah Hart, 8th Trent Dunham, 9th Jessica Sheldon. Dylan Young rounds out the top 10. Then it's Fred Schaefer, Carlos Rodriguez, Danny Wells, Eric Burton. Then it's Rue McIntyre, Nick Smith, Charlie Rodriguez, Sonny Hammond, Charles Jackson, and Cameron Bailey. Alright, we were going to our nun cam to take a look up front to see. Well, oh, and we see Jordan Culp spun! Jordan Culp spun it out, but he's going to keep it going. Michael Norman going through the grass. Is the caution flag out is the question. That's the big question of whether or not the caution is out. And excuse me for a second. Hello? Nothing. Outside. Outside. I apologize for that. So that's funny. I answered the phone in my first video, and as I say that, we got another crash. Tommy Mooney, Cody Hagan spins. Is that enough for a caution? Because I noticed that they were still green after that spin out with Jordan Culp. Let's take a look. Nope, caution flag is out once again. Austin LaPlante I saw he has damage. Who's the leader? Oh, it's still Cole Daly. So we had 2 incidents happen almost in the same lap. One involving Jordan Culp, and then we get another incident involving Tommy Mooney and Cody Hagan. But the caution flag is out. Our top 10 at the moment is Cole Daly, Barney Taylor, Ian Dutta, Cody Lamas, Austin LaPlante, Henrietta Fitzwater, Noah Hart, Dylan Young, Jessica Sheldon, Fred Schaefer. But while we're under caution, we're going to take a look at replays. We're going to look first at the incident with the 83 of Jordan Culp, and then the incident with the 33 and the 99. Well, here's a look at what happened with the 83, and ironically, it's going to happen along with the 99 and the 33, but let's see what's going to happen. It looked like he hit the rumble strips, and he comes up into the 33 of Tommy Mooney, and it just spins the 83 out, and he hits the right rear of the car into the wall, but he still was able to keep it going. But that was not what brought out the caution. But from what happened, it looked like he wheel hopped it, going through the rumble strips, or the chicanes, whatever people want to call them. I call them rumble strips. He ran over the rumble strips, came up into the 33, and it got him sideways spinning up into the wall. But no caution came out because it was just a one-car incident, and he got through it all right and drove away. Now we are going to go up to the 99 of Cody Hagan, because this incident is going to take place just a little bit after the Jordan Culp incident. It's going to happen between the 99 and the 33. And we're going to find out. They're coming up the S's uphill. Let's see. Everything's fine right here. They're still running good throughout this part of the track. Maybe it happened on the next lap? Let's skip ahead. Oh no, it happened just a little bit up ahead. Let's take a look. Tommy Mooney's going to go for a run on the inside of Cody Hagan. He bounces off the rumble strips, and he gets up and gets into the 99 of Cody Hagan. They both hit the rear of their cars into the outside wall. But it's sort of similar to what happened with Jordan Culp. I believe they are going to be able to keep the cars going and finish the race. So while that wasn't a bad wreck like we had with Joshua Michaels, it was still enough to bring out the caution flag because it was multiple cars involved. And it looked like it was similar to what happened with Jordan Culp. And Tommy Mooney ran over the rumble strips trying to make a pass underneath Cody Hagan. Didn't work out, and they both hit the outside wall with the rear of their cars. But they are still driving, as you can tell, and I say they are going to be able to continue. But that was a look at what brought out the caution. We will now take you to the restart. And now we've got pit stops happening once again. We shall see who is going to come out of the pits first here. Jessica Sheldon coming down to her pit stall, because hers is the first stall because she was the pole sitter. Let's see. Barney Taylor, Ian Dudd is going with 4 tires. Cole Daly's coming off and away. He's going to come back as the leader. Then Barney Taylor, Cody Lamas, Ian Dutta, Henrietta Fitzwater, Austin LaPlante, Fred Schaefer, Jessica Sheldon, Trent Dunham, and Danny Wells. That is going to be your top 10 once we go racing one more time. So Cole Daly is still going to be the leader. Now, this guy has been pretty fast all day long, but then again, he has not been able to get a big lead like what Jessica Sheldon did earlier at the beginning of the race, because Barney Taylor has just been up to his back bumper this whole entire race. But now we are going to take a look at the field, but first, apparently Chris Washer's out. Or lapped. Let's check. Yeah, Chris Washer's out of the race. I'm not sure as to what happened to him, but he's in 40th and he's out. Man, that's going to be the second straight race in a row that Chris Washer has had a crash cost him. But anyways, a look at the restarting lineup. It's going to be Cole Daly the leader, Barney Taylor second, Cody Lamas third, Ian Dutta fourth, Henrietta Fitzwater having a great run in fifth, Austin LaPlante sixth, Fred Schaefer seventh, Jessica Sheldon eighth, Trent Dunham having a great run today in ninth, and 10th is Danny Wells having a great run. And another guy having a great run is Carlos Rodriguez in 11th, 12th is Nick Smith, 13th Charlie Rodriguez, 14th Dylan Young, 15th Eric Burton. Then it's Charles Jackson, Austin Weiner, Zachary Fitzwater, Cameron Bailey, and Rue McIntyre to top 20. Then it's David Rivera, Chris Dollarton, Seth Cole, Sonny Hammond, Henry Nova, Dylan Thero, Chris Nelson, Matt McIntyre, Chris Michaels, Noah Hart, Chris Oliver, Kyle Matthews, who has damage on his side, Jordan Culp, Tommy Mooney, Michael Norman, and Cody Hagan. Ibrahim's on pit road, so is Nathan Hudson. They must be trying to top off on fuel, it looks like. Not sure what's going to happen with that, but nonetheless, we are going to go green flag racing with 5 laps to go here at Infineon. And this has been a rather shorter race than I expected. But so far, Cole Dowley's been doing really well, as you see Nathan Hudson, Ibrahim leaving pit road. So they're going to be at the very tail end of the lead lap. But here we go, green flag out, 5 laps to go here at Infineon. They're just now leaving pit road, and Cole Dowley, oh man, this could stir up trouble for some drivers. As Ibrahim's still up ahead, but Nathan Hudson just gone a lap down, but the 51 is still on the lead lap, so that opens up a room of opportunity for Barney Taylor to try to get up to the back bumper and get around Cole Dowley. Is he going to get him on the inside? I think he's going to. I think we're going to have a new leader because he's got a preferred line, and we've got a new leader, Barney Taylor. And the caution flag is out. Oh, Carlos Rodriguez was involved, Danny Wells. They must have got into it really bad. Charlie Rodriguez is damaged, both the Rodriguez brothers. Oh, and then we got an incident with Kyle Matthews and Matt McIntyre. Everybody else is good, but I guess they're going to race it back to the line. Cole Dowley's going to try to get the lead back, but Barney Taylor's not going to give it up that easily. And it looks like Barney Taylor will be your leader. But man, we had like so many things just happen right there. Third caution comes out. I believe if we go green next time, I'd say it's going to be a 1-lap shootout. But anyways, Barney Taylor is the leader. We will now take you to a replay to see what happened, to see what brought out the caution. But first, we're going to find out what happened to Chris Washer, because I didn't see him get in any incident. So we're going to take a look at that incident first. Well, here's what happened to Chris Washer. This was during the pace lap of the first caution that came out earlier in the race. And then watch this with the 24. Sudden movement, black smoke, blown motor. So he didn't get into any crashes. He just had a blown motor during the pace lap of the first caution. But that is a very, very tough break for Chris Washer. That is the second week in a row he's going to finish in the 40s, and he lost the points lead last week after crashing at Pocono, and Jessica Sheldon ended up with the win. But that was a look at what happened to Chris Washer. We will now take you to a replay to see what brought out the caution for the third time here at Sonoma. Well, here's a look at it. It looks like Nick Smith's going to try to go for a move underneath Danny Wells, and they make contact. And man, he just turned Danny Wells into the wall, and that's what collected the Rodriguez brothers. Eric Burden actually got a piece of that. There you see Danny Wells stuck on the track, and wow, Henry Nova and their Matt McIntyre got damaged, as too did Noah Hart and Kyle Matthews. But man, Henry Nova, we gotta take a look at Henry Nova. There you see the incident right there. Nick Smith flat out turned Danny Wells, and that is the rivalry that's still going from all the way back at Canadian Tire. I want to say that's payback. Because remember, back at Canadian Tire, it was Danny Wells who turned Nick Smith, and they both ended up crashing, both going up into that tire wall. And that's what happened to him. I believe this was payback by Nick Smith for that. He was just letting Danny Wells know he wasn't happy with that. And he was wanting to do it at a road course, funny enough. And he's going to flat out turn the 29 into the inside's concrete wall. And that's what collected the 55 of Eric Burden, the Rodriguez brothers. But watch the 77 of Henry Nova come into this. Wow, he just sideswiped Charlie Rodriguez, but he got through that. That was awesome to see Henry Nova have that kind of driving under his belt and somehow get away with that. But now we're going to take a look at the, we're going to see up ahead, because I saw some go down with the 42 of Matt McIntyre and the 27 of Kyle Matthews. And I had my Skype going off for a second, I apologize. It looked like Kyle Matthews just spun it out and got hit from the rumble strips. No, he just flat out lost it, and then there, Matt McIntyre gets into him. But that was a look at what brought out the caution for the third time. We will now take you to what could be our final lap of the race. Well, it looks like we will be going green flag racing. I believe it will be 2 laps to go here at Infineon, so we're gonna get a green-white checkered. So if the caution comes out at any point during the next 2 laps, race will be officially over. Now, like I said, fuel strategy is still somewhat of a question here for these up front drivers. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen, because I know they didn't come down pit road during this pace lap for this caution. So we're going to see what will happen with these front runners, if they can make it on fuel or not. But anyways, Barney Taylor is your leader, Cole Daly second, Ian Dutta third, fourth is Cody Lamas. Nathan Hudson's a lap down and he's in between. But Cody Lamas fourth, Henrietta Fitzwater having a great run today in fifth. Austin LaPlante in sixth, Fred Schaefer seventh, Jessica Sheldon eighth, Trent Dunham having a great run in ninth, and Dylan Young having a great run in 10th. Charles Jackson 11th, Cameron Bailey 12th, Rue McIntyre having a very good race in 13th, Zachary Fitzwater 14th, Chris Dollarton 15th, 16th is Sonny Hammond, 17th Austin Weiner, 18th is Seth Cole, 19th is Henry Nova, rounding out the top 20 is Dylan Thero, 21st is Chris Nelson, 22nd Chris Michaels, 23rd Chris Oliver, 24th is Noah Hart, 25th Jordan Colt, 26th Kyle Matthews, 27th is Tommy Mooney, 28th Michael Norman, 29th Cody Hagan, 30th is Nick Smith. 31st is David Rivera, 32nd is Ibrahim, and 33rd is Eric Burden. List of drivers out of the race are as followed: Danny Wells, Carlos Rodriguez, Charlie Rodriguez, Daniel Day somehow is out of the race, or he must be still lapped or somewhere, I don't know. Then Chris Washer, Joshua Michaels, and Ian Siegel. I guess Daniel Day must have blown a motor. And I didn't see Matt McIntyre. Let's check, see if the 42 is still on track. No, he's out of the race. What about the 36? Nope, he's out. I believe after that hit that Matt McIntyre gave to Kyle Matthews, when Kyle spun it out in front of him, I believe that is what gave him the engine failure. But pace car enters pit road. We will be going 2 laps to go here, green-white checkered, here at Infineon Raceway for the Napa Valley 350. This has been a very intense race for some drivers, but a very good race for most of them. And Barney Taylor is going to try to go for his 3rd win of the season and lock himself officially into chase along with Chris Washer. But here we go, we're green flag racing. 2 laps to go here at Sonoma. Does anybody have anything for Barney Taylor? Right now the closest to him is Cole Daly, but Ian Dutta's kind of starting to get his way up there. And Barney Taylor, he's starting to pull away from Cole Daly, but remember, we still have plenty of time for somebody to get up there. And look at that, Ian Dutta is going to the inside of Cole Daly, and he's going to have the preferred line, because they're getting ready to come down to an inside turn. And Ian Dutta has the line, but now Cole Daly has the line. Then it's Ian Dutta. Now back to Cole Daly. And then Ian Dutta once again. And Cole Daly kept it off the dirt somehow. Cole Daly's going to stay in second. Ian Dutta's going to stay back to third. Barney Taylor pulling away. And they're coming into the apex. And look at that. Henrietta Fitzwaters moved herself up to the 4th spot. White flag is out for Barney Taylor, but does he have enough fuel to make it the rest of the way? Because remember, this track is synonymous for fuel strategy and synonymous with crazy finishes as far as who has fuel and who doesn't. And I apologize, my Skype keeps going off because people are trying to call me. But anyways, Barney Taylor's the leader. Cole Daly second, Ian Dutta third, Henrietta Fitzwater fourth, Cody Lamas fifth. 6th is Fred Schaefer, 7th Austin LaPlante, 8th Dylan Young, 9th Jessica Sheldon, 10th is Trent Dunham, but Rue McIntyre is right there, and the caution flag is out again. Oh, looks like Chris Oliver has damage. David Rivera has damage. Them two must have got into it. Caution is out, but will these guys have enough fuel? Looks like they're going to keep it together. So it looks like Barney Taylor is going to get his 3rd win of the season, and he's going to win it here at Infineon. Barney Taylor in the Peak Motor Oil Performance Car. He is going to win the Napa Valley 350. What a performance by Barney Taylor. Great, great job for that car. Unbelievable performance. But before we take a look at the official results, we're going to take a look and see what brought out the caution for the 4th time here at Sonoma, and it was the deciding factor for the end of this race. Well, here's a look at what happened. It looks like the same thing that happened earlier to Kyle Matthews is going to happen again. He just flat out loses it in that turn, and Noah Hart lost it too. They both go spinning, and then David Rivera is going to come in right there, and he hits Noah Hart right in the rear, and that's how he got his damage. So that was what brought out the caution. It was just Kyle Matthews, once again, just not able to handle that turn. Spins it out. Noah Hart does the same thing, and David Rivera had nowhere to go, and he got into Noah Hart, and that's how he got his damage. But anyways, that was a look at the caution, the last caution of the race. We will now take you to the official finishing results. But as I'm coming back to record, they all run out of fuel, so they only had 1 lap left over of gas. Because look at that, they're all sliding backwards, and now they're teleporting to pit road. But anyways, the official finishing results here at Sonoma. Barney Taylor is going to get his 3rd win of the season and locked himself officially in the chase. He will join Chris Washer in the chase, and my damn Skype keeps going off. I don't know why. But anyways, Barney Taylor's going to be locked in the chase. He's going to win. Cole Daly, great effort by that 88. He almost picked up his 2nd win. He's going to come away with 2nd. Great run for him. Ian Dutta gets his best finish of the season of 3rd. Great job for him. Henrietta Fitzwater, she has been starting to inch her way up the field for better finishes, and she's going to come away with her highest finish of 4th. Great job for her. And then Cody Lamas, I'm telling you, Cody Lamas is a guy to look out for here in the next several races. Fred Schaefer rebounds after that crash he had at Pocono. He's going to come away with 6th. Dylan Young, he was in desperate need for a really good run, and he's going to come away with 7th. Jessica Sheldon, great run for her in 8th. Rue McIntyre, this guy has had a frustrating season. He's going to come away with 9th. Great job for him. And then rounding out the top 10 is Austin LaPlante. The rest of the top 20, Cameron Bailey once again gets another really, really good finish. Trent Dunham, same thing. Same thing for Zachary Fitzwater. Seth Cole going to come away with a 14th place finish. Charles Jackson 15th. Then the rest of the top 20 is Chris Dollerton, Austin Weiner, Chris Michaels, Chris Oliver, and Chris Nelson. A lot of Chris's in that. Top 30 is Jordan Kolb, Cody Hagan, Nick Smith, Ibrahim, Sonny Hammond, Henry Nova, Dylan Thero, Michael Norman, Eric Burden, Tommy Mooney. Then the rest of the cars that finished were Noah Hart, Kyle Matthews, and David Rivera. Everybody else was a lap down or out of the race, and they were Nathan Hudson, Matt McIntyre, Danny Wells, Carlos Rodriguez, Charlie Rodriguez, Daniel Day, Chris Washer, Joshua Michaels, and Ian Siegel. That was a look at your drivers' official finishing results. Now, Jessica Shelton is still going to be your points leader going into the next race, which, by the way, next race we return to the track that started it all, Daytona. But until then, I am Levi McIntyre, the voice of NASCAR Walmart Cup Series, aka Thrash Maniac 99, here to present you with the results one more time and the points. But until the Pepsi 400 at Daytona, see you later.